And in comparison to Chelsea, I think we finished 10th that season. And also facing the hardships of having the owner scandal and whatnot and getting a new ownership in, and then our players not knowing whether they're going to get paid, and then our manager not knowing whether they're going to have a fly or take a bus to Germany. And then you have a season where really all you had to do was change managers. That's all you had to. That's all you had to do.
Don't you dare diminish. Don't you dare diminish it to just that. Don't you dare.
Now let's go on to a less bright side.
A bit lower down in the table. Just
not all the way.
Yeah, not all the way.
Not all the way.
To the
Just
bottom.
above.
Just go a little bit.
Just above. Which is Tottenham and United. The ugly twins.
The ugly twins.
What happened this
Nah,
season?
but don't put us together though.
No, you are literally.
Why
We are.
together?
But I'm saying it's more of a shock that we're there than they are.
I think
Don't
it's a shock
say,
for both of you.
don't
to be
say
there.
Manchester United and Tottenham. Manchester United being there is an incredibly mad shock. Tottenham is also a shock. But Tottenham and United are not on the same stature.
What are you doing right now?
We don't know them.
Okay.
But okay, it's mad. It's mad that
You lot are neighbours right now.
I know.
You don't know them.
Okay, league table wise, I know.
Talk,
but I'm
talk,
saying
talk,
United
talk.
being is a much bigger shock than Spurs being there. Much bigger.
I think
Yeah.
equally.
But you might
it's
have
a shock.
said Manchester United and Spurs
Because
shock.
it's
Yes,
quite literally
because you're right at
Manchester
the bottom.
United and Spurs.
Okay,
Quite
fine.
With each
literally.
other, holding hands.
Quite literally.
Rubbing shoulders.
We've been bad. Yeah, what?
But one thing I do want to bring up, because it's my time to laugh now.
We'll be dead.
No, listen. It's my time to laugh now because I remember a couple seasons ago, 2023. If you guys remember clearly, when Chelsea finished like 10th, 11th, where did we finish? I'm pretty sure you were quite eager that season to know where we finished.
I don't really care that much to be
No,
honest.
you bring it up every episode. Okay,
Did I bring up at all?
okay, before FTF. But I remember them times, and I remember a specific tweet. Okay, in 2023, there was a tweet that went quite viral, and it said Chelsea season isn't getting enough heat. Honestly, makes you realise that they're still quite small in totality.
Wow.
And then followed up to say, Liverpool, Arsenal, and United can never, with capitals, produce this and not be breaking news every hour of the day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in that current time where Manchester United are living that scenario.
Getting off scot-free, man.
No one cares. No one cares. Do you agree?
Even you seem like you don't care. You just said, Man United, 14 players.
Because it's not about not caring. People care more than Chelsea season ever would. We're not the same stature. That's number one. Number two.
Clearly, Chelsea were more breaking
Number
news than
two,
you guys.
United have been bad for a long time. Like people, it didn't just happen now. It's been an accumulation of months.
Okay.
Us having two managers in the season, getting popped left, right, centre. It's not the same anymore.
You
it's not
guys
breaking news.
are 14th in the
every
league.
single week, people mention United being bad. On podcasts, on talk shows, on news channels. Every single week, the biggest club in England being in the bottom half of the table is getting mentioned.
No.
What on earth are you talking about?
No, it's not getting mentioned.
Yes, it's getting mentioned.
No, it's
More
not.
than Chelsea ever did. It's not even close,
In
bro.
comparison to Chelsea season in 2023.
Twitter's not a real place.
Was that
Twitter's not a real
the
place.
same season when we were going through the Roman Abramovich stuff? It was. So it was the same season we were going through.
So on FT, on football Twitter, Chelsea got mentioned more.
No,
in the real world,
in real life,
in the real world, United are getting
on Sky
on Talk
Sports,
Sport, on
BT,
BBC,
on all the channels that
we're
you can
getting
think
talked
of,
way more
and
about
all the
us
channels.
being bottom half.
No, not a chance.
All right, man.
Not a chance.
All right, man.
Not a
It's still
chance.
getting talked about, but it should maybe not
You
talked
guys
about
are
enough.
14.
Maybe not talked about enough because it's been an accumulation of this entire season. We've been bad for months.
And do you,
We've been on the bottom half since October. Why would people act surprised every single week?
No, but that's
whenever we lose a week,
that's
it's
my
the
point,
same, bro.
That's my point. And in comparison to Chelsea, I think we finished 10th that season, and also facing the hardships of having the owner scandal and whatnot, and getting a new ownership in, and then our players not knowing whether they're going to get paid, and then our manager not knowing whether they're going to have a fly or take a bus to Germany. And then you have a season where really all you had to do was change managers. That's all you had to. That's all you had to do.
Don't you dare diminish. Don't you dare diminish it to just that. Don't you dare.
We
It's
didn't
so
know.
much more than that.
We didn't know if we could afford the petrol for our bus.
Foreman knew that. Hence, do you know that? I didn't know that.
No, because based on
not
sanctions.
many
Based
people
on
knew.
sanctions. Based
Not
on
many people
sanctions.
knew that. Thanks for the information. I didn't know that.
No, everyone knew
That's
that.
news to
Everyone
me.
knew that.
That's news
Everyone
to me.
knew that.
Thank you for sharing that, which is exactly my point.
No, that's not my point. My point being is you guys being bad is quite literally normality now. Is normality resumes.
Okay, in regards to the tweet, I don't think it has anything to do with the club stature of Man United. Of course, we know in
It's
England,
mild,
they're
we're
the
much
biggest,
bigger,
they're the biggest club
yeah.
in England. We know that. But you guys, you cannot deny that you guys are getting let off
Scotch.
very light.
Scotch-free.
Scotch-free, getting off scot-free, bro.
Scotch.
Because as you said, Chelsea they held smoke. Even Arsenal finished in 8th. We held way
Wallah
more.
al-Azim.
You know what we was going through? They were taking us out of the top 4, bro. They were taking out of the top 6. They were taking us out, bro.
I remember.
Trying to take us out, and you lot are baking off in 14th next to flipping relegation zone. And
Jam.
You just get a little jump in the side, just a little tap. Oh, you guys are dead. That's all you're getting, bro. Wallahi, we were holding smoke. They were holding smoke. So what we're saying is not
It's
untrue.
been bad for a long time.
No, but Jam. Even remember the times when you were getting top 4 and that was bad.
When we was getting top 4, getting laughed at.
You are
Getting
finishing
laughed at,
quite
why?
literally 10 spots below that. And it's normality. It's normal. It's normal. I've never seen a headline for the past 2 months about United being... You were at 1.16th. You were 1.16th. Your 1 point, there was genuine discussions whether United would get relegated. I remember.
Let him land.
I don't remember.
He crashed, everyone passed away. Shall I tell you why? Because there's no point in history in your mind that you thought United were getting relegated. And you know that, and you knew that as well.
But I said, that, not from me.
There were discussions. There were discussions. People
on
weren't...
social platforms.
They were trolling.
Yeah, ask the manager about it.
Manchester...
In press
They're
conferences.
taking a piss. One journalist asked a question. United weren't going to get relegated to the EFL Championship.
No, it was never going to happen. But the fact that you're so close.
Okay, we're bad.
Like, why is it even in conversation?
Okay,
why
sure,
bring it up?
we've been very bad this
You,
season.
no, but worse than you guys have been abysmal. Wallahi, atrocious.
I agree.
Can someone pull out an Oxford dictionary or a thesaurus me? I need more synonyms.
Wallahi, I agree.
Jam, you guys were horrific.
I know.
14. Jam, even between us,
no cord.
we don't talk to Mo about
I know,
it. We don't say you're 14.
I know.
It's not a discussion because it's normal. It's normal. I hate to say it, and I know the burden that you're feeling of United being a good team at one point in time, and now going to this level is quite a shock to the system. I know, but over the years, it's something that you have to deal with. It's something that you have to know that it's going to be normal. At one point, Nottingham Forest won the Champions League. Where are they now? To be fair, they've come back up, but. It's just something you're gonna have to
Not
deal
the
with.
Fergie days anymore. It's
not
got
the
really
Fergie.
dark.
I know it's not.
It's got really
I'm
dark
aware.
for you
I'm
guys,
aware.
man. And long may it continue, inshallah. Like I hope you guys rot at the bottom for a very, very long time.
On the other hand, let's think about Spurs
I
as well.
understand that United ruined a lot of you guys' childhoods. Popping
Not
teams
really
left, right,
my
centre.
childhood, to be fair.
Well, okay.
But bad for bad with you guys.
Yeah, but that's fine. I see why you don't like us, but we'll be back soon.
Okay.
Let's leave it at that.
Say
You
that.
said you're gonna challenge next season, innit?
Yeah?
So you're gonna challenge for the Prem next season, innit?
You quite literally on video
don't
said
know.
that United will
Yeah,
be
you
challenging for
got
the Prem.
You get heavy for that.
I think that video should be taken down, reported.
Yeah. Cancel
Shocking.
FTF.
Anyways,
Nearly got a stun, man.
let's go to the next team, who are just as bad as you lot,
yeah.
if not worse. Spurs.
Far worse.
Who also who
just
could
got
also win the Europa League just like Manchester United.
yeah,
Could be a final because you're on opposite
Could be an
sides
English
between
final.
Manchester United and Spurs.
Can't think of a worse final. God forbid. It's a
Fantastic.
Liverpool Spurs.
No, for
probably
me,
worse
for
final.
Arsenal fan. God forbid.
Oh, about Arsenal
Heck.
again. Who cares about
But
Arsenal?
what I will say
I'm a
is,
football fan, no.
what I will say is, whoever does not win that final, if both teams go to the final, wow, it's going to be a bad season for you guys.
I'm going on loan to another team.
What team is that?
I don't know. I'll see.
What,
Because we can't have. If we don't win the Europa League, we are cooked for the next few years. The knock-on effect it will have on United and as a club, as an institution, as a business is massive.
No, it's true.
You think you're gonna spiral out?
It's gonna be crazy. We need to get it because we need the money we need the Champions League. We need to get our name back. We need to get players in. It just changes so much. If we don't get it, that's not gonna happen.
I think also business is actually quite real. Like the financial side of it, being in the Champions League football,
Wages,
is
they
like
got
no
high
other.
wages. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think I've seen something like winning the Europa League is just in terms of money is equivalent to playing the group stages. Like that's the difference. The golf difference in class between the financial side of it, which United are already taking cuts or cost cuts to survive, and they've got talks about a new stadium as well that they have to pay how much money for. You know what I mean? There's all these things.
While also signing players, giving out new contracts,
Wages.
stuff like that. We need Champions League football,
Have to,
and we have to. And the teams in our way are beatable.
in terms of Europa League.
Yeah, they're beatable. We should be winning the
But
Europa
I think in a one-off game against Spurs, I can't really say that
Anything can
United
happen.
would guaranteed win that
League.
game.
Neither would I.
I couldn't put it
You know
either
what I
way.
mean?
Neither would I.
So it's down. It's literally a do or die game. If you
That would
make
be
it.
a very good game to watch.
Yeah,
I'll be so nervous
of course.
all the time because I'm thinking of the future of my club, the next 5-10 years.
There's more to it
This
than just a
game is
final, isn't
really
it?
contingent on. That's how big it is.
Because you guys are already
more than just trophy, which I love.
in a downward spiral. So
the club's history can change with this. We need Champions League football.
100%.
You
So
did sign
I'll be
Cunha as
very
well.
nervous.
You signed Cunha.
Well, not confirmed.
Well,
Matthias Cunha, brilliant footballer. You're welcome to Old Trafford. Hopefully, you'll be playing in the Champions League next year with United. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens with that anyway. But yeah, Cunha's close to joining.
Maybe we need to make a video, maybe in the off season, about what United need to do in terms of squad wise.
Yes, I will.
Decision making.
Might have to make it a series.
Okay, I think we made that
A bit
before
longer than one
already.
video. Yeah.
In terms of
You know what we'll make a series on?
what?
Arsenal and Premier Leagues.
I think that's off topic because Arsenal are quite literally in the Champions League semi-finals right now.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
you know when last one when a Premier League? You know how old we were when Arsenal last won the Premier League?
I don't
How
know.
old?
We were 2 years old.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense because you were 17 last video. So what happened?
That's how I wasn't born. Even worse for you.
Yeah,
I was. My mum and dad didn't think of having me. That's how
No, but Mo,
long it's been since you
No,
guys
I'm
won the
talking
Premier
about
League.
that right now.
2004.
Arsenal was second place. We're in the
2004.
Champions League semi-finals.
Imagine being your age right now in 2004. Such a long time ago.
No, but I'm about to go.
Fresh
I'm
Prince
about
on
to
TV.
go through.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
I'm
on
about to
TV.
go.
These guys were like, what's the...
I'm about to go through
fuckers alive.
Arsenal's second
Two
glory
fuckers alive.
days. I'm about to go through our next glory
9/11
days.
9/11 trending.
In my 20s, bro.
9/11 trending.
In my prime, there. In my prime, I'm going to see Arsenal
you
go through
haven't
our
won.
glories. In my prime, I'm going to see Arsenal go through our best times, bro.
We'll see.
It's all about to arrive.
If this is your best time, just worrying.
But yeah, cool. Shift it to Arsenal, man. It's cool.
I'm just
Shift it to
saying,
Arsenal.
don't try to get onto me.
I'm always going to get onto you. I'm always going to get onto you. But yeah, also with Tottenham as well, just losing 5-1 to Liverpool, giving them the title, obviously another league title won at their meaty little stadium. And
I think Arsenal done that as well, didn't they?
yeah.
White Hart Lane, I think it was.
White Hart
Them
Lane.
times. Well, Spurs as well. Ange looks like he's hit. I think.
Teetering.
Do you think Ange would? Okay.
Step down, yes.
No. Let me word this. Let me word this right. Do you think Ange would get sacked even if he wins the Champions League? Europa League, sorry. Even if he wins Europa League.
That's a good question.
Tottenham would be mad to do that because they're acting like Dave, the successful team. If you win stuff, you can still get sacked. That's mad.
That's one thing that Spurs don't do is win trophies.
win stuff.
So if he does win it, despite the league form, do you think there was
There's
Their
grounds
first
for it.
European
There's grounds for it
trophy,
because
sacking the manager.
they're 15th. There's grounds for it. They're 16th.
But what's better, being 15th, 16th, winning your first it's a European trophy, big trophy that they've never ever won before, winning that, or finishing top 6, let's say.
Yeah.
I think
What's
I
better
think
than
not
that?
winning
Winning
anything.
a trophy.
I'd rather win a trophy.
At Spurs,
Only for Spurs.
yeah,
Of
Spurs,
course,
of course, I'd rather win a trophy.
At Spurs, I'd rather win a trophy.
I think, but also what we have to think about is the breakdown of relationships between the fans and Ange. Ange quite literally fighting the fans. I remember against Chelsea early in the not early in the season, like the second game we played them recently. They scored a goal, I think an equaliser, which turned out to be offside or whatnot, ruled out. And he kind of pointed to the fans saying like, now what?
Yeah, like shut up.
Yeah, like
It's insane.
They literally got beef for each other.
In terms of that,
Yeah,
like I do see why Tottenham get rid of him or them change manager in general because the relationship is toxic between the fans.
It is.
Their squad is not a 60th in the Premier League squad. That's an easy top 10 squad. Easily.
I hope so.
They shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be where they are. So I do see
Massively under,
arguments for people saying Ange should not be Spurs manager anymore.
Do you think if they won Europa League, he'd be able to win the fans back? Or
Yes.
do you think too much damage would
I
be
think
done?
section of them, a
so. I
section
do
of
think
them.
so.
But I feel
section of
like the fans that know that if you know ball, he's not good enough.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
I don't
So
think
if
it's not about
you
him
want
being
good
good
for the
enough.
club,
I don't like his play
you're
style.
gonna you'll be like, yeah, I'm grateful that he won us a trophy.
Yeah.
First in many,
But come on.
you gotta go.
Yeah.
I don't think it's about him
Thank you for
being
the trophy.
good enough.
Yeah, thank you very much.
but
Yeah,
But
maybe just thank you but then again, we've never been in a scenario to see Spurs win anything really, except for that League Cup, I think,
In 08.
in 08. But apart from that, we haven't really seen them win anything of that sort of magnitude anyways.
But then why
it's
would
hard
they?
to call. It's hard to
why
call.
that's like asking West Ham to win a trophy like that. Spurs are not a team that should be expected to win trophies.
Well,
they're a team that should be expected to get challenged top 4, like a Newcastle, like a Aston Villa.
Yeah.
But they're not a team that you
Numbers
should expect
ones.
to win trophies from. Spurs is like historically not a big club. I'll be honest with you.
But also,
people put up top 6. Sorry, people put up top
Yeah.
6 clubs in England. I say top 5, and I don't ever really say top 6 and put Spurs there because like. Why are they a big club? Why? Why? Because they're London, because their stadium's big, because they're North London, because they have a lot of people in their city. That's the only reason I can think of.
I think it's just because of the rivalries and obviously their consistency with finishing top 4, top 6. basically.
But in terms of being a big club,
I hear what you're saying.
look at everyone else.
No, I
and
hear
look
what
at
you're
Spurs.
saying. Of course.
You know what I mean?
There's a big gap.
So if they're doing a
There's big
trophy,
gap.
they should be on their knees saying thank you, Ange. Whether he should say or not, I don't know. But they should be like,
Yeah,
Very
I think
grateful.
they will be
Yeah.
very grateful.
Yeah, so
But
yeah.
and
I
it's
hope
a
they don't have
game
many.
that if United lose once again would be bad. I think equally as bad for both teams, to be
Yeah.
fair. But maybe a bit more for United.
That's
I would
always
say.
for us, yeah,
I'd say a bit
yeah.
more for United. But yeah.